Welcome everybody to another speed build, and welcome if you are new. My name is Bree or BweBoo, and I am a Aussie Sims content creator as well as a variety Twitch streamer. Today we are making another one of my save file homes in Willow Creek, and we are doing the Spencer Kim Lewis family or household. I'm super excited to do this build and to share this build with you guys because I am really proud of it and I'm really happy with what I ended up doing for it. So stick around and we will get straight into the build here with the outside. Now, as you can see, the house is actually pre-made and I have a reason for this. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you sort of think, by the end of the video, if you see the build and you think, I kind of wish that she did something a little bit differently, I actually did. I had recorded basically the whole build, or at least 50% of the build, and then my game crashed. Sims 4, this is a personal message to the EA and to the Sims team. Please, for the love of all things that you love and enjoy, please put in an autosave. I am sick of having to use mods for it and relying on mods for a simple game mechanic that should have been in the game years ago. I'm sick of it. I made about 50% of this house, so I did the entire floor plan, plus essentially almost the whole of the bottom story furnished, and then it crashed. And guess what? None of it had saved. So I really hope that they bring that feature in the future, or at least in the new Sims games, because I am so sick and tired of no autosave, especially with building, because sort of autosave kind of is a thing in gameplay when you go between worlds and lots and things like that. The game sort of saves automatically. So to me, that's good. Like, I don't need an autosave for gameplay. I need an autosave in the build menu. But I digress. So yes, I lost most of this house, so it looks a little bit different to what I'd originally done, but you guys obviously haven't seen that, so that is fine. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an insight into what happened and why you guys aren't actually seeing me create the major floor plan and obviously the outside and what the house itself actually looks like. But everything else is here. So I got up to this point when I was re-recording and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to bother to record the actual build because I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed and I was like, I need to just get this done. I don't want to worry about taking my time. I just want to, go from word or wall from wall, I should say, from the original build. I'm pretty fortunate though, in the sense that I had actually recorded the original building of the file before it crashed. So I just used that recording to essentially get the shape of the house. It was a little bit tricky, and I do sort of make note of that throughout the video, that you can kind of see me fixing a couple little bits here and there with the floor plan and the outside and everything, because I was noticing that there was some things that weren't quite working, but also I couldn't really remember what I'd put there. So there are a little bit of sort of tweaks and a little bit of changes from the original, but for the most part it is the same vision that I had from the original build or the original recording. So this is the Spencer Kim Lewis family home, and it's part of my save file that I'm very slowly creating. And I'm going to give a little bit of insight into the Spencer Kim Lewis family while we sort of do all of the walls and the floorings and start getting this home furnished. So the Spencer Kim Lewis family is a pre-made household featured in Willow Creek from the Sims 4 base game. It consists of Alice Spencer Kim, her father Dennis Kim, daughter Olivia Kim Lewis, husband Eric Lewis, and Eric's mother Vivian Lewis. So they are the only household in the Sims 4 base game to have no Sims employed in any career track when first played. This means that players should give at least a few of them jobs so they can pay the bills. So that's really interesting to me, that this whole family, none of them have jobs or careers. But it also kind of helps with my save file If you guys haven't seen my previous videos on any of my save file homes, you would not know that I'm creating a gameplay style save file. So I'm adding in a bunch of new traits. I'm doing a little bit of editing on the Sims. I'm adding Sims, removing Sims, and basically changing some of the traits and aspirations, careers, things like that of the pre-made Sims. So this was a really good option because I could essentially do whatever I wanted with these Sims. There's nothing that they particularly have that, you know, ties them to the story of their family. So it was actually really, really good that they didn't have those pre-made stuff. So yeah, the household is a mess. I got a little bit overwhelmed with it at first, but then I thought, you know what the best thing to do is to add an extra Sim. So that's what I did. I've added a bunch new Sims into this family, starting with Lydia Spencer, who is Alice Spencer Kim's mum. So I've actually remade her or created her in Creator Sim using the genetics, and you'll see that later on in the video. At the very end of the video, I go through and I do character creation with all of the family, and you can see what I've changed and what I haven't changed. So yeah, I'm really excited to introduce those new Sims. I've also added in another child. So yeah, you guys will be able to get into that and slowly divulge into this family, which I, to be honest, am very, very excited about. This family is so iconic to The Sims 4. I feel like everyone plays or potentially dates Olivia when she becomes a teen. I know I've done it with my male and female teen Sims. And so I'm really excited to sort of create a new aspect of this gameplay because this family I feel like is overlooked. They live in a pretty wealthy area of Willow Creek, and as you can see by this new house, it is very large, very in charge, and would cost a lot of money. And for whatever reason, they weren't given careers to obviously prove that they have wealth. So it's very interesting, and I'm very fascinated with this family. It's probably the most fascination I've had with a Sims pre-made family in a while, but I enjoy it. I love it, and I think this home now suits their lifestyle and their personalities a lot better than what it did before. So yeah, this is the backyard. We're just adding in some trees, doing the layout, seeing where I wanted to put everything. I knew I wanted to put in a pool, so I was just trying to figure out where I wanted to put it and how I wanted the pathways to go. I feel like the layout side of things when it comes to Sims is the most important. Once you have that down, it's pretty easy to then follow from there. So yeah, I mostly put pools in The Sims just because I think it's like a wealth thing, but also if they've got kids, it's quite realistic. So, and it also takes up backyard space because this house has a lot of space just in general. And I kind of struggled to fill those spaces. So adding in like a massive pool helped with that, which is great. But yeah, I sort of go between a lot in this build as well. I'm not really sure what ended up happening with it. I can't really remember. Again, I sort of built this a while ago, but I think for the most part, I was coming in and out of filming and I just sort of got a little bit like here, there, everywhere with some of the furnishings and things like that. But I wanted to start with the outside because I thought that was going to be the easiest. Again, this is for my save file, so everything is base game. And also the free holiday pack as well is included in any of my base game worlds. That is the only packs that you need to worry about is obviously base game and then that free pack. But I feel like at this point, Simmers everywhere, even if you don't pay for any of the packs, you should have that free holiday pack. So I do include that in all of my Willow Creek homes. I have started to build in some of the other worlds, specifically in Newcrest and in Oasis Springs. And I've actually decided that those worlds are not going to just be base game. For me personally, I believe that it's just easier and I'm only adding in a few extra packs. So I think it's still accessible to a wide variety of Simmers, but it's also fun. So you'll see, I'm not sure when I'm gonna bring out this other video, but I've actually created a bowling alley for Oasis Springs, which I think I'm not the first person to do that, but I've done a a base game and bowling alley or bowling stuff pack only bowling rink. So I'm thinking that Oasis Springs is going to be obviously base game. It's going to be the bowling stuff pack. And I also think it might be either Dream Home Decorator, which is a game pack, or it's going to be the Tiny Living stuff pack. But I haven't made anything else yet. I just think that those packs tie in really well with the 60s, 70s vibe of Oasis Springs. And so that's kind of where that idea has arisen from. So yeah, sorry to those who thought that the all base game worlds were going to be base game and no extra packs, but I think it's just more fun that way. I'm also going to be making Newcrest at the moment. I'm thinking I'm going to make it obviously base game. I'm going to do for rent because I want to add in a few apartment duplexes in there. And I also think I might do like Spa Day or something like that for some of the community lots. So I haven't fully invested yet into what packs, but that's a general idea that if you guys were thinking of downloading my save file, just keep in mind that Willow Creek will be the only base game. Unfortunately or fortunately, I just thought that was the best way for me to build and not get bored. And you know, I am only human, and I'm not the bestest builder when it comes to limited packs. So yeah, this build in particular has definitely shown that to me, which has been a blessing and also a curse. So yeah, unfortunately that's how it's gonna go, but I'm happy with my decision and I'm not gonna take that away from anyone else. So I do apologize, but also so sorry, not sorry about that. So yeah, as you can see, we're doing the kitchen. I decided to elevate this space a little bit just to create a bit of a segue between these spaces. I wanted the floor plan to be pretty open plan, as you can see, but I did want to try and create those individual spaces within the floor plan as well. The good thing, or not so good thing, about already having done this build was I kind of figured out what worked and what didn't work the first time, and I've actually honed in on that and have changed a lot than from what I did last time or the first time I built this. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with what I've done. It's modern, it's open, but it's also very traditional as well. I figured that potentially they originally lived in that other home and pretend that that's somewhere else in the Willow Creek universe. But now they've moved into this like new build. Maybe they've knocked down the house and the whole family has essentially been inputted. They've input their opinions on what the build should look like and what they should have in the build and things like that. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, to be honest. It's very different than what I usually do, but also very similar to what I usually do as well. And I think it's just really good for gameplay. There's a lot of spaces in this home, but I think that's a good thing, honestly. In all honesty, I think that's amazing, and I think it's worth it. So yeah, we'll get into the sort of bedrooms and everything soon, but I'll sort of talk about it now because it'll take a little bit to explain. But when I have a household that has elderly parents or extra generations, I try and sort of keep it realistic. So downstairs with the floor plan, I've actually placed both sets of grandparents. So obviously we have, what's her name? I need to go back. What are their names? Oh no. What are their names? Oh, Dennis and Lydia, who are Alice's parents. So I obviously added in Lydia. They are downstairs in their own room. And then Eric's mum, Vivian, lives obviously with them as well. So she also has her own room as well. And then obviously the extra kids and the couple and everything like that are upstairs. So I sort of tried to make it realistic. Like, old people probably, obviously as they get older, like you don't want them going up and down stairs. It might end up getting harder for them to go up and down stairs. So I wanted to really try and hone in to that like realistic gameplay aspect to this build, and try and accommodate, I guess, to that lifestyle as well. So yeah, I tried as best as I could to create that realism within the build, but also bringing in that gameplay aspect as well of like separating the spaces and things like that. So yeah, I'm really happy with what I did. Also, if you're noticing any jumping in the video, it's just because the video itself is quite long, as you can already tell. So I've actually been cutting a lot of the video out even as we go, because it's just been hectic and crazy, and yeah, the video itself is already quite long, as you can see. So I've been trying to cut and get, you know, change the timings of things. So yeah, if you do notice that, I do apologize. I'm so sorry. But I wanted to try my best to obviously, I guess, keep to the time frame a little bit. So yeah, I do apologize if there's any sort of cutting or snipping of things, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I do apologize. I have tried to sort of cut down the video as much as I can, but obviously, yeah, you know, you guys want a long video. This is probably my longest video to date, as well, with The Sims. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself. And again, this build, I'm honestly just obsessed with. I started with a vision and a lot of inspiration pics, and it turned into something that I'm super happy with. And I also just love the floor plan in general. For a large home, yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, that is the vibe of the house. We have a lot to do in this house. I was a little bit overwhelmed to start with, and I still think I kind of am. Even looking at this now, I'm going, wow, I did all of this? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, as you can see in certain parts of the build, I've been using the tool mod. I also used Red Shelf as well, which I have used a couple of times now, and I've been thoroughly happy with the experience of both of those mods. It definitely helps with my gameplay, and not my gameplay, but it adds an element to the build mode that then adds realism to the gameplay, if that makes sense. So I would seriously recommend those two mods. Most people I know are very much I don't want to use mods kind of people, and you know what? That's totally fair. That's fair enough. You know, that's fair enough. But yeah, I am happy with how the build has been going. As you can see, I've also been using some things from the gallery again. Again, I'm not super creative with my builds, and unfortunately or fortunately, there's a lot of really cool creators out there, and I wanted to use some of their stuff. So I have used some preset rooms. I've used some things from the gallery, one maybe for inspiration or color scheming, or just straight up used like the shelves and the pictures and stuff. So yeah, if you do not like that sort of style of building, I apologize, but also who cares? Like, there's only so much you can think of when you're doing a build this massive. So yeah, sorry, not sorry, but I'm going to be using it till the cows come home. It's a resource that's there for Simmers, for us. So I want to use it, and I want to like take advantage of it as well as best as I can. So yeah, I will be continuing to do that in my future builds as well. So yeah, no apologies here, to be honest. So yeah, just a lot of the same sort of style of things for each room. For the most part, at least for all of the common areas and living spaces and bathrooms, it's all very black and white for the bathrooms. All of the same plumbing systems, same toilets, same showers, just really keeping everything super basic and super the same. Again, these rooms aren't used heaps in gameplay anyway, so it's not overly important that I made them all look different. And there were a lot of bathrooms. I think this house had, what, 5 or 6 bathrooms? And then that's not also, like, there was literally like the equivalent of like 8 bedrooms. So yeah, obviously home gym downstairs. And then there's also a study upstairs, and then another study space, and then another study space and another bedroom. Like there's ample amount of things to do in this house, but also there's an ample amount of Sims. So it does make sense. But I just wanted to like add a little bit of extra sort of stuff if people were to play this game. People play this game. If people were to play this family, I wanted it to be realistic and I wanted it to be almost like ready to go. So I think that's sort of the vibe in general of what I wanted to do for this build, is to make it like gameplay ready, which I think it definitely is, for sure. But yeah, so now I'm just sort of getting into all of the other builds, all of the other rooms, very much so trying to keep the original theming of the rooms to a point, but also creating a little bit of sense of individuality as well, which I love. Like, I'm just obsessed with this sort of stuff. So yeah, getting through that now, adding in all of like a little bits of charm here and there, making it individual, but also like not at the same time. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. Again, it's so fun. And I'm just so proud of this build. I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop talking about it. It's definitely one of my favorite builds that I've done in a while. And yeah, I'm just really proud of it. In saying that though, there isn't really much more to talk about. I'm going to do the final touches in some of the rooms here in a second. And then we get into some CAS. So I might love you and leave you here for you guys to watch the rest of the video. I really do appreciate it. While we're talking about it, leave a comment down below. Today, the emoji that I want you guys to comment is going to be just any of your favorite love hearts. Any of your favorite love heart. If you send just one little love heart down in the comment section, I'll know that you made it to this part of the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. Leave a like as well right now before you get to the end of the video. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the build, enjoy the landscaping, and enjoy the CAS as well. It's worth the watch because I add in some extra Sims, and you wanna see this family dynamic now. Seriously. All right. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.